With the extra point, this is Erik McKinney, joined by Greg Katz. Greg, Alijah Vera-Tucker announced that he is going to enter the 2021 NFL Draft. Your thoughts on him making that decision, and then spinning it forward a little bit, and what that means for USC going into that 2021 season?
Well, congratulations to Alijah Vera-Tucker. You know, he got the chance to play at left tackle. So I know he's probably going to be a guard in the NFL, but the experience probably was good for him. I think that he made them a better offensive line. I can't even think of what that offensive line would have been without him, to be quite honest with you. And he played in the championship game with apparently a hamstring pull. And that was a tough one against Kayvon, Thibodeau of Oregon. So that was kind of maybe a little bit misleading that he had a bad game, but there was maybe a reason for it. But no, I think he made the right move. He's ready to go. And I know that Tim Drevno, the offensive line coach, takes a lot of heat about what he produces. But let's be honest, 2 years ago, he had a first round draft pick in Austin Jackson. And I'm not saying that I think that Alijah Vera-Tucker is going to be a first round draft pick, but it's possible. The SC could have two successive first round offensive line picks. And just perception wise, you'd say, well, they're churning them out like they used to do. But that may not be true in terms of the entire offensive line. Now, getting to your point about what do they do now that he's going to be gone? Well, that's probably a real question. I mean, I don't know if you're going to put the young freshman that played a little bit there, Ford or some of the other candidates that were young true freshmen. I think it's going to be a real challenge because, as we all know, in the air raid offense, the offensive line is basically a quarterback's insurance policy. And we all know that Keaton Slovis was definitely under fire the whole season, even with Alijah Vera-Tucker. But in terms of Tucker, I think it was a good move for him. We wish him nothing but the best. And I think it's going to make spring practice very intriguing to find out how they're going to fill those spots.
Yeah, I echo a lot of kind of what you said there. It was nice to be able to see just the 6 games, but nice to get another glimpse of him. I think playing left guard last year probably got overlooked in terms of how good he actually was. So to see him at left tackle, kind of on that island, and really play as good a football as we've seen from an offensive lineman in a long time, the way he started the year and really played through it. Like you mentioned against Oregon, playing on the hamstring injury, it's unfortunate it ended that way. I think it's also telling what kind of teammate he is, what kind of person he is, to try to play through that and be there for his guys. So yeah, while it ends, physically maybe not where he wanted it to be, emotionally, mentally, all of that, really kind of endearing, I think, to kind of go out the way he did, and just a tremendous player, teammate, offensive lineman, one of the best USC offensive linemen I think we've seen again in the last couple of years. You mentioned Austin Jackson, maybe the first pair of USC offensive linemen to go back-to-back years as first-round picks since 2011, 2012. And you're going back, Tyron Smith, Matt Khalil, as those two guys that went. Spinning it forward, what do you do? You've got Cortland Ford and Jonah Monheim are two of the true freshmen. They both played guard in that Washington State game. Clay Helton talks about how a lot of the offensive linemen they bring in have those tackle bodies. You brought in 6 of them in 2020. Do you just line them up there in spring ball and have them all go through it at left tackle and see what happens? Casey Collier is the guy who was listed behind Alijah Vera-Tucker at left tackle. He'll certainly get a shot at it. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cortland Ford maybe get a shot. But that's a spot that transfer portal has just kind of churned guys in and out all throughout college football. I mean, there might not be a program without a dozen guys, in or out of the transfer portal over the last year. So that's a spot maybe where you can go and get a guy to play left tackle in 2021. But those young guys are going to get a shot there. I think it'll be interesting. You got a Jason Rodriguez on the roster too, and maybe he lines up. But that left tackle spot, I think, for spring ball is going to be kind of all eyes there as Keaton Slovis, again, you mentioned going into his third year, he's going to need a guy there at left tackle. So again, congratulations to Alijah Vera-Tucker, hoping for that first round pick, certainly going to be a high selection in the draft, but leaves a big hole for USC going forward at that spot.